Welcome back to Martin High School, everyone. Just about set for the city showdown. I'm John Nelson, courtside with Brad Brown. The Martin Warriors, the number 2 ranked area team at 27-4 overall, and the Texans of Sam 23 up and 9 down. Martin coming off a victory that knocked Lamar out of the playoffs this past Tuesday night at Martin 57-52. And Sam Houston defeating Mansfield their last game 66-44. As we take a look at the district standings, if Sam Houston wins tonight, they would share the co-championship title, and they would flip a coin as to who would be seated at the next round of the playoff game Friday night next week at Daniel Meyer Coliseum. This is the second meeting of the year between these two squads. Martin winning the first game at Sam Houston by a score of 77-61. Travis Eccles scoring 24 points in that game, and Willie Sublett countered with 21. Sublett averaging 16 points a game and 9 rebounds. Travis Eccles averaging 13 points a game. Both teams going through their final shoot-around. Head coach Danny Husband in his 8th year looking for victory number 196. He has lost 63 times. And Brad, the Martin Warriors, they've either won the district or shared the championship the last 4 years.
Yeah, this would be their 5th year in a row, and that's quite a record. You've got to give them credit. For a new school, they have really come on strong in basketball. Done real well.
Brad, you saw the game this past week at Lamar, the game that eliminated the Vikings, and Greg Wendt, coming off of that bad ankle sprain, played fairly well.
He certainly did. You'd never know he had any trouble at all with his ankle. He played very, very well, got a lot of rebounds, scored well. I believe he got 13 points in the game, or 15, something like that. But he was a dominating force like he usually is in that middle. He's an intimidator, and he plays very, very well.
And you really can't say that this game is a tune-up for the upcoming by-district and area playoff. They want to beat each other as bad as anything.
Oh, they sure do. I mean, everybody's out to get Martin. There's no doubt about it. They have established themselves as the premier team in the Arlington School District, and everybody is after them every single game. And you can just feel the disappointment in the other teams when they've gotten beat.
Well, William Meyer, the legendary coach at DePaul, once said that basketball is like a dog sled race. Unless you're the lead dog, the scenery never changes. Hasn't changed as much with the Martin Warriors. They've been ranked as high as number 2 in the state in Class 5A.
They have. They've dropped a little bit. I don't think they're playing their best ball right now, to tell you the truth. They may have faked a little early, but I'm knowing Danny Husband, he'll get them back on the stick before the playoffs, too. But you know they got to win this game to win the championship outright, and that's what they want to do. They don't want to share it.
All right, Brad and I return here at Martin High School, the opening lineups and the tip ball right after this short break. With Brad Brown, the starting lineup being introduced for the Texans of head coach Don Lewis. Sam averaging 65 points a game, giving up 55. There's the backcourt, Duncan and Baruman. Up front, McMahon, Eccles, and Migo. Texans have won 5 in a row. There are 2 district losses. Aside from the Martin setback, the district opener at Lamar, 74-72. And the Martin parents being recognized, the last regular season home game of the year. Sam Houston in that last game shot 51%. Martin shot 55%. This is Darrell Adams, the 6'3" senior. And his parents at the free throw line. Constantine Jack, 5'11" senior, wears number 21 for Danny Husband. So every Martin senior being recognized the last home game. 6'1" senior, number 22, Blake Markinson. Number 30, 6'1" senior, Paul Stovall. Martin with a lot of seniors this year. 6'4" senior Willie Sublett. Jim Turner, who will start tonight. 6-foot senior, number 31. 6'4" senior Greg Went. And finally, Trey Woods, 5'7" senior. So the last home game for the Martin seniors. The Warriors have won 6 of their last 8. And we're set for the starting lineup for head coach Danny Husband. And baseball coach Terry King on the PA. The backcourt for the Martin Warriors, Woods and Turner and Stovall. Sublett is a forward and Greg Went at the post. Martin averaging 69 points a game, allowing 47. 6 consecutive years in postseason play. Martin in that victory at Lamar shot 42% from the field, 1 of 8. And 3-pointers, they out-rebounded the Vikings 49-31 and committed 16 turnovers. It'll be Greg Went. 6'4", Travis Eccles at 6'4", lobbed and controlled by Sublett. The officials tonight, Lynn Williams and Michael Derrick. Trey Woods, 11 points his last game, moves to the left side. They go to Stovall. Up top to Jim Turner, low post, Sublett misses and gets a tip in. So Willie Sublett getting the scoring underway, averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds. Victor Duncan goes right side to Flemons. Baseline. Migo trying to save it. Sublett. And it comes to Paul Stovall. This is Woods. Up top, Turner. Inside. Tip. And Stovall. And now here's Baruman racing for 2 on the other end. Baruman, 6'2", senior, averaging 10 points, and we're tied at a deuce.
That was a nice steal by Eddie Baruman. Came from nowhere.
He has won a lot of games this year for Sam. Sublett left open. Willie's hitting 64% from the field, and an easy 2 there.
And he looks like he came to play tonight.
Had 15 points and 10 boards in the Lamar victory.
He just took over at the end of that game, John.
McMahon inside to Eccles, posting up on Sublett, misses. Migo almost had it go in. And a loose ball foul as Went came back and was pushed.
Greg Went is really a force in the middle there for Martin. Looks like he's...
Head coach Don Lewis, 17 years, just 4 away from 300. That foul on Mike Migo. And the game's first foul coming at the 6:28 mark.
Looks like Greg Witt might have lost the contact lens.
Underneath the right eye, he's going to leave. He's heading to the locker room. And his replacement is Eric Dupree, a 6'2 junior, number 34. 4-2, Martin on top. The JV game was won by Martin, so along with Sam Houston, they are co-champions. Martin won the game 47-42. Same situation tonight. Stovall waiting for Eccles to clear. Can't get a shot off. 3 coming. Turner.
He is deadly on those 3-pointers. Jim Turner's been sinking those long-range shots all year long.
6-foot senior bottoms it out. It's 7-2. Martin on top. Entry pass. Baruman. Over to Eccles.
That's a fine ball player, Travis Eccles. Number 42 for Sam.
Eccles had 12 points his last game against Mansfield. It's 7-4. Woods juggled it, got it back, goes baseline. No, well, there's the foul. On the floor. And Victor Duncan assessed his first person.
Here
Team
comes
foul
Greg
number 2.
Wynn back.
So Greg Wynn, 6'4" senior, averaging 13 points, was out 10 days with an ankle injury. Saw action against Lamar, over and back. Danny Husband claiming the ball was tipped, and it doesn't go his way. Over and back against Martin.
I think he's right. It looked like it was from here.
Inbound comes to Victor Duncan. 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the game. It's 7-4 Martin. This could tie it up. Shot taken from the arc by Keith McMahon. Stovall battling with Baruman. Tipped. Still fought for. And Stovall reaches around his body and gets it back. 5 minutes left in the opening quarter. Woods on a drive and hold everything. He walked with it.
Trey Woods had a tremendous game against Lamar the other night. He and Willie Sublett just took over in the late going when Lamar was ahead. And if it hadn't been for those two, Lamar probably would have won that ball game.
Sam out-rebounded Martin in that first meeting, 32-29. Duncan in the crowd. 7-6, Martin by 1. Here the other way. 2-on-2, Duncan and Migo. And Duncan will go to the line. The breakaway at mid-court, Victor Duncan. It's on Trey Woods. At the line for the Sam Houston Texans. Well, no non-shooting foul. No foul shot, and Duncan to trigger it back in. Eccles hemmed in on the side, almost stepped out of bounds. 7-6, Martin by 1. Migo forced outside, looking for Eccles. Off of the dribble, Baruman, guarded by Sublett, takes him low, double teamed, loose pass, and picked up by Woods. Right side as Turner catches up with it. Low post to Wentz, double team, deflected, Martin gets it back. We talked about Martin's shooting percentage in that first game, 55% from the field over at Sam. They were 1-5 in three-pointers, and they committed 13 turnovers. But what a job they did from the free throw line. Pull up, Martinson won't go. Duncan rebound. And Duncan unable to get it to McMahon. So it's still 7-6 Martin. Danny Husband team in the midpoint of the season won 13 in a row. Their only district loss, the game you saw against Arlington, 48-43. Sublett, 18-footer.
Oh, that guy can jump. Even from outside, he gets up high.
9-6. Sublett had 21 in the first game. Migo open, tipped away, Wentz. Substitution, both teams. Stovall back in for the Warriors, and Scott Clemens, the junior, in for Don Lewis. Clemens to inbound, tosses it deep, caught Baruman. Clemens dump off, Eccles in motion, rejected by Wentz at 6'4". There's one block already. Eccles again posting up on Wentz. McMahon into Eccles, and a jump hook goes down. 6'4" senior makes it 9-8. We've got 2:44 left in the opening quarter. Over it goes to Stovall, hanging jumper, about 16 feet out, no good, and on the floor against Martin, I believe. No, it's on Eccles, his first.
Yeah, Greg Wint got pounded.
Yeah, he got walloped, and Eccles assessed a foul, and to shoot twice, Greg Wint.
I think Sublett might have gotten an elbow to the face or something on that, too, because he was a little bit of pain there for a moment.
Chris LeGrand replacing McMahon. Martin, unbelievably, 26 of 28 from the line in that first game. I thought they'd never miss. One of the finest exhibitions of free throw shooting that I've ever seen out of a high school team. 26 out of 28 from the line. They're 2 out of 2, and they lead it 11 of 8. They free up LeGrand on the right wing. Back up top to Clemens. Off the drive. Leaves it. Baruman on Martinson, and Martinson with a little shove to Eddie Baruman. Team foul number 2 on the Martin Warriors. And Scott Clemens, 6'1 junior, number 12, to toss it open. Eccles, 13-footer, off of the heel. Stovall, stolen Baruman. Eddie Baruman right there, off of the left side, and Martin with a 1-point lead at the 2-minute mark. Martinson spotting Wint, and he is guilty of an offensive charge. Pretty good shot nonetheless, though, Brad.
It sure was.
11-10, Martin leads it. And number 34 hustles back in, Eric Dupree, 6'2 junior.
Anytime that ball starts to go on the inside, you've got Migo and Eccles, or whoever else is closest to it, are double-teaming Wint.
Martin swept the series last year. Eccles from Migo, underhand. 6 points for Eccles. And a lead change. Sam on top, 12-11. Martinson penetration. Sublett. Really right there to tip it in.
That's 6 points for him already?
8.
8.
A minute 20 left in the opening period. LeGrand inside to Eccles. They've done that so well all year long, LeGrand and Eccles. So Eccles matches Sublett's 8 points, 13-12 Martin. Blake Martinson on LeGrand, back out deep to Stovall. 51 seconds remaining. Woods really doesn't shoot that much. Dupree underneath.
That was an extremely nice pass by Trey Woods. He had to thread that one in there, and he certainly did.
Got it between a couple of pair of arms, 15-14. Martin. Sam averaging 65 points a game. Against Mansfield, they shot 51%. In the first game against Martin, they shot 43%. Here's the penetration, 7 seconds. Clemens misses. Stovall saves it. 2 seconds. And a foul.
Nichols.
And that'll be his second. Team foul number 4. Don Lewis. Texans have won 5 straight. 2 seconds remain. Martinson. Long pass. Touched by Dupree, and that'll do it. So, 1 quarter down here at Martin High School. Our score, the Warriors 15, the Texans 14. Back with a second quarter right after this. Warrior fans across the way get set for the second quarter. Sam last year 22-11, 8-4 in the district. Martin 27-6, 11-1, and champions last year. Eccles open, rejected by Wentz. That's the second block for Greg Wentz, and Brad doesn't show many signs of an ankle injury.
Not at all. No, not at all. I really like that guy. I think he's great.
He had 20 in the first game, 20 points. And Clemens to get it back in control if he spots something blue and has to lob it deep to Eddie Baruman. 15-14, Martin on top as we begin the second quarter. If Sam wins it, Baruman from the corner, and right there in the paint, Snowball. If Sam wins this game, they would each have records of 10-2, and they would have to flip a coin. Wood pushes it up, misses. Sublett, Banker left side, and Willie in double figures with 10. He's averaging 16 a game. 17-14. Martin opened up a lead of 5 in the first quarter at 7-2. Skip pass to Migo, back out to Clemens. Before the Mansfield victory, 66-44, Sam knocked off Burleson 69-45. LeGrand from the three-point line, and here's Stovall on the break. Sublett into contact, and a block on Eccles.
That's number 3 on him. They're going to have to take him out.
And 2 will come in for Sam.
That was awfully close to an offensive foul.
Duncan and McMahon come in for Eccles and Baruman. Sam has played one overtime game in the district. Beat Arlington 57-54.
I remember they played a 5 overtime game this year, too. Did that against Duncanville.
It's saved by Wentz, still on the floor. Wentz gets it back, and it goes down.
Tough competitor, that Greg Wentz. He doesn't give up easily into the basket.
He can move him aside in the paint. 19-14. So this match is Martin's biggest lead at 5. Right wing McMahon, 6'4" senior, inside to Migo. From 3. Keith McMahon, the game's second three-pointer. Turner had the first. And the 5-point lead now trimmed to 2, 19-17. Right of the jump circle, now down low to Martinson. Stovall, and there's Duncan on Stovall. Backdoor, Woods. Entry pass, went, lost it. Off of Sam.
You don't see that very often. Kind of an alley-oop pass almost to a 5'7" guard.
Martin averaging 69 points a game, allowing 47. Stovall left wing, gonna jack it up.
Just gonna say, he can hit that shot. He's hit a bunch of them this year, too. He and Turner have really been deadly from outside.
He bags a 3 from the wing, and it's 22-17. 5:10 left in the half. McMahon fronted by Stovall. Can't get free of Willie. Here's Clemens, back to McMahon. Migo open, LeGrand 20-footer. And Woods chases it down. Martin leading by 5. Sublett double team, no opening off of Victor Duncan. And in the game for the first time for head coach Don Lewis, number 50, Jim Allen, 6'6" senior. Sublett left wing. Here's Woods giving it to Willie. And he traveled. Little stutter step, and it'll cost Martin a turnover.
Sam Houston has got to stay fairly close with Travis Eccles on the bench. If they don't, they're going to be in big trouble because they want to keep him on the bench if they have to for a while to protect him from those 3 fouls.
A lot of coaches like to pull players with only 2 fouls in the first half, and if they get 3, it's kind of academic. Some of them will wait till 3 fouls. Eccles now with 3 and 8 points. Baseline, Jim Allen.
Nice shot. Shot that one over
senior,
Webb.
a good stroke, and it's 22-19. Woods really hounded, able to get it to Wentz. Sublett from 16, rims out. Martinson underneath. And Blake Martinson with a basket and 1.
That was a nice fake by Martinson. He waited for the other players to go on up, and while they were coming down, he went back up and made the basket.
It's 24-19. And at a guard, Eddie Berumen, 6'2", senior back in. Blake Martinson, 6'1", senior, number 22 at the stripe.
He's been a big addition to the team since he came back.
He converts, and the lead now at 6. Sam red hot from 3-point range in that first game. Here's LeGrand trying to add to that. Misses. Tipped. Martinson out with it. Jump ball as McMahon came over to tie him up. It's Warrior ball. So Martinson with a rock will inbound. Intercepted. Jim Allen stepped right in front of Greg Wynn. I was about to say Sam Houston 5 of 8 in 3-pointers that first game. Berumen misses, and another rebound for Greg Wentz. And Jim Allen almost getting an elbow. 3 minutes left in the first half.
Getting a little rough out there.
It is. It's going to be on Eddie Berumen. They're about to lace up the gloves here.
Yeah. Right here in front of us a few minutes ago on that, or just a few seconds ago, really, on that timeout on the sidelines here. Eddie Berumen was warned by the referee to, hey, watch it, fella.
Timeout, 2:58 to go. Martin leading 25-19. Hall's averaging 10 a game, a 76% foul shooter. It's a 1-and-1. And that ups the lead to 7. Jim Allen, or Migo back in, number 54. And this to put Martin on top by 8.
That's their biggest lead to date.
27-19. Well, the Sam Houston Lady Texans defeating Irving this past Thursday night in overtime, 62-61. Duncan scoops it up in the lane, double pump, not there, and that is the 6th rebound for Greg Wentz. 6 rebounds and a couple of blocks for Greg Wentz. He had 13 boards Tuesday at Lamar. There's Wentz, slides and glides, misses. Duncan ahead to Berumen, over Woods. 6 for Eddie Berumen, and it's 27-21. 11 different players have scored so far.
Sam has got to keep that fast break going like they just did on that last one. If they can do that, they can stay in this game. But with Travis Eccles on the bench with 3 fouls, they're going to have a tough time staying up with them on a deliberate type offense.
Duncan has assessed the foul, his second, and Scott Clemens back in, number 12.
Here comes Willie Sublett back in, too.
We're going to have that Lady Texan game for you next week at Irving MacArthur against Louisville.
That should be a good game. Louisville, one of the top-rated teams in the state, have been all year.
They've only lost one time. Martinson misses. Went trying to save it. Martinson takes it away from Clemens. Martinson for three. That one wide to the left. Well, Sam could cut it to 5 here with a deuce, or 4 with a deuce. Clemens hurried it. Here's Sublett. Now sagging back is McMahon. Willie goes low and off of Sam. Jim Turner, who started, will inbound. 27-21 Martin. Trey Woods from 20. Short. McMahon. Side court to Clemens. Minute 30 to go in the first half. Martin with 12 points here in the second quarter. Sam with 7. Chris LeGrand and Martin wants a 5-second call. Didn't get it on LeGrand. Entry pass intercepted. No jump ball. Intercepted by Wint. Sublett over McMahon. Rebound. Keith McMahon at 6'4". Clemens able to get it back. Almost walked with it. Intercepted by Stovall. Intended for Migo. And another Texan turnover. They committed 14 in the first game. And Martin will try to take as much time as possible before the last shot, and they called time with 24 seconds to go. I don't think Danny Husband wanted a timeout. 27-21, Martin on top, 24 seconds to go. Willie Sublett leading all scorers with 10. Travis Eccles on the bench with 3 fouls and 8 points.
You talked about those turnovers by Sam in the last game, 14. I think they must have at least half of those tonight in this game, too. That's been one thing that's really hurt them down the offensive end. They've lost the ball several times before they've ever had a chance to get a shot off.
And by your calculations, Brad, only 3 rebounds for Sam Houston. And Duncan, a guard, has 2 of them, and that can't hold up.
That's right. And, of course, this is anything but official.
Well, yeah.
But still, Martin is definitely controlling the boards. Went with 6 rebounds and Willie Sublett with 3. Both of them have as many as the Sam team combined. Individually, that is.
Martin has only committed 3 fouls to this point. So they're in pretty good shape, but they want to try to take the last shot before the first half. So they line up in an I formation, and Turner inbounds, and here's Trey Woods. Holding it, holding it. Sam spreading out along the 3-point line.
Oh,
and there's the over and back. Here's a break for Sam Houston. Following the timeout, Martin turns it over. 14 seconds to go.
That was a good call by the official.
This could really give Sam a lift if they do indeed get the last points of the first half. Back into the post, Jim Allen.
A 3-pointer right here would put them right back in this game.
Gerald Adams, Loretta Martinson in number 22. Okay, 13 seconds to go. McMahon has nailed a 3. Here's Clemens. Inside to Jim Allen. Juggles it. And Sam not able to get anything off of that.
Another turnover.
6 seconds. 3 seconds. Woods, penetration. And at the half, Martin leads by 6. The Warriors 27 and the Texans 21. Brad and I return for the second half right after you watch this. by 6 as we get set to open up the second half. And they have been lined up around the railings, and not many seats left at Martin High School. Capacity is 2,000. By the way, Martin leads this all-time series, 10 victories against 5 losses. And these two teams will play next Friday night at TCU's Daniel Meyer Coliseum in the first round of the playoffs, held in Trinity. The representatives from District 8 5A. Stovall, Sublett, Woods, Went, and Jim Turner, the starting 5 for Danny Husband in the second half. And Jim Allen will start for Sam Houston. He'll be joined by Eccles, Duncan, McMahon, and Travis Eccles. Well, no, it's not. It's going to be Migo. So Don Lewis going with 6'6" and 6'7". A double post here to begin the second half, and it's Sam Houston's ball. Martin's biggest lead was 8, 27 to 19. Sam only getting 7 points in that second quarter.
Sam really needs Travis Eccles back in there, too.
McMahon from the right wing. Still on the floor, picked up by Stovall. Shoots over Allen. Sublett trying to save it, and with those long arms, gets a rebound, dishes off, and now up top to Woods, 20-footer. Sublett there.
He is an exciting ball player.
12 points. And Willie has done that a lot this year. You can't leave him alone underneath. He plays above the rim sometimes. And he came out shooting early tonight. So another 8-point lead for the Martin Warriors. 3 consecutive district titles. 6 consecutive years in postseason play. A 3 for Turner. And on the run, here's Duncan. It's 3-on-2. Duncan off of the side. Sublett up to block it. Sublett getting Jim Allen's shot. And the first foul of the second half goes against Willie Sublett. And it's his first. 29-21. Martin leads it. And Victor Duncan, a 5'11" junior with a couple of points, triggers it in. Back to Duncan, baseline, 13, yes. 29-23. Warriors have won 6 of their last 8. There you see the contact, and here's the first foul for Sam Houston in the second half, and Duncan collects. That's his third, isn't it? Yeah, that is his third. Duncan going to have to come out. And Don Lewis inserting LeGrand and Eddie Baruman.
2 players now for Sam with 3 fouls. Travis Eccles and Victor Duncan.
Up top to Woods. In the paint, Wint kicks it back out to Martinson. To Sublett. Turns. Fade away from 9. Slides away. And a rebound from Mike Migo. And Sublett coming back. And Scott Fleming's there for Sam Houston. Yeah, Willie picks up his second personal foul.
And that's the first rebound that I have Migo getting tonight. 6'7" seniors had a hard time underneath the bucket.
Mike is hitting 60% from the field. Had 12 points his last games, but they rely on Mike a lot for the rebounding, and hasn't been there. 29-23, Martin by 6. Left wing, great pointer, and there's Greg Wint with another board. He had 13 at Lamar on Tuesday. 13 rebounds and 15 points. Sublett picked away and off of Willie Sublett. You know what Martin has done this year in the third quarter to teams like Burleson and Mansfield. And Sam Houston,
and Lamar.
Explosion in the third quarter.
Yeah. One game here, they outscored them 29-7 in the third quarter. And I think the next game they outscored Sam something like 24-9.
Sam unable to get any points off of that possession. Martinson has a look-see. Now flips it back out to Woods. Loops it inside to Went. And not there. Sublett jump ball. It belongs to Martin. Well, no, Baruman on a foul. Now that was actually held long enough for the jump ball, and Eddie Baruman with a hole.
Wow.
His second personal.
Sure looked like a jump ball from here.
Second team foul. Now let's see. Martin with 2, and now Sam with 3 team fouls. Sublett on a travel. Went up and came right straight down. And Danny Husband wanting a foul against Willie Sublett. Thought he was hacked. 29-23. Martin by 6. McMahon, as Sublett tries to wrap him up and calls a bad pass. Now back deep as they reset it to Scott Clemens. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kick off of Woods. And Danny Husband with Darrell Adams, 6'3" senior. In for Sublett. Willie departs with 2 fouls and 12 points. LeGrand, 20-footer, right wing, didn't fill it up.
He has had about 3. Nothing will go down for Chris LeGrand tonight.
Martinson in the middle, and this is Woods. Entry pass, Adams shovels it to Greg Went. And there's the foul on Migo. Team foul number 4 against the Sam Houston Texans. Mike Migo collects his second. And at the line, where he is 2 out of 2, Greg Went. Martin in the first half, 5 of 7 from the line. Went averaging 13 points a game. And woefully short on the first. Not even close.
Looked like one of mine, John.
Greg's high game this year, 26. Second one's a rock. Adams with a rebound, shoves it up. Darrell Adams
Nice
with his
shot.
first 2.
That wasn't exactly an easy shot.
Darrell becomes the 7th different Martin Warrior to score. 31-23. 8-point lead. Chris LeGrand gets it back, partially blocked by Went. Another offensive rebound and a shot put up, and controlling the boards, Greg Went. Ahead to Martinson. Inside, Darrell Adams over the lid. LeGrand starts to break. Clemens over to Baruman, almost lost it. In the corner, LeGrand hits the side of the glass. Martinson, skip pass ahead to Adams.
Oh, what a beautiful pass by Blake Martinson. What a pass.
Darrell Adams with a finger roll off of the glass gives Martin a 10-point lead, and Sam calls time. Martin leading 33-23, back right after this. For 3 fouls and 8 points.
Yeah, it's really about time. I don't know what Don Lewis was really saving him for. As our director, Jeff Kuster, points out, they're already in the playoffs. They need him in this game. They've got to pick up 10 points. And Martin's not the easiest team in the world to gain 10 points on.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Low post, Migo. He's swarmed under. McMahon can't get around Markinson. Entry pass, Eccles, and he is fouled, I believe, by Sublett. It is on Willie. Now, that's what you got to hope for, Brad. You go down low to Eccles and hope for a Martin foul, and it works right there.
That's 3 fouls on Sublett in this quarter.
That is, if you're a Sam Houston fan, you want Eccles to get a shot off. And a foul in the same motion, and Willie going to check out with 3 fouls and 12 points. 33-22, 23, and back to play as Sam puts it in motion. Baruman, little off balance, and it goes down.
Nice shot.
8 points for Eddie Baruman, averaging 10 a game.
Eddie Baruman's the kind of player that you just don't notice sometimes that much, but he always seems to get the job done.
Well, earlier in the year, he had 13 against Weatherford.
Well, he was an all-district performer, I believe, last year.
At 15 against Arlington, 35-25. Went with his 6th point. .2:15 to go in the third. Markinson can't hold up and runs into Keith McMahon. Sam did not go to the line in the first half. Didn't go to the line that many times in the first game. They were 8 of 16 in the first meeting. Martin on top by a dime. 2:05 to go. Clemens, 3-pointer.
Good. You know, that 3-point play, John, has really added a lot to the game. I didn't like it when I first heard about it coming in, but the more they use it, the more I like it.
Second 3-pointer for the Texans. Little give and go to Adams from Wentz. Back out to Wood, working on Clemens. And Trey Woods will go to the line.
The other night against Lamar, he had about 3 drives all the way in to the basket for layups, which went in. And boy, when you're 5'7" and you can do that, that's pretty good.
He gets a lot of assists. That's no question about that. So Trey Woods at the line, shooting twice, trying to make it 37-28. .69 points. That's what Martin averages a game, and I don't even think they're thinking about that tonight. A low-scoring game, 36-28. LeGrand not going to squeeze the trigger for a 3. Baruman, give and go, open. Had to alter a shot, and Baruman following the missed shot of Mike Migo. Eddie Baruman now with 10 points, 36-30. Turner lost it right in front of Danny Husband.
Sam is starting to get more rebounds in this quarter, too.
Only had about 6 in the first half. Here's McMahon from 15. Well, now, 36-32. 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. Martin led 14-12, or 15-14 at the end of one. 27-21 at intermission. They now scored 11-9 here in the third quarter. Stovall back to Woods. Open, Turner. Off of the glass, LeGrand. And over the timeline goes Clemens. 19 seconds to go. Baseline, LeGrand, 17-footer. Count it. His first 2 of the game. Clemens fouling Stovall. 36-34, Martin by a couple. So Sam with 13 points in the quarter. And Martin in the bonus and Paul Stovall at the strike. Ball is 2 out of 2. 76% foul shooter in district. Clemens, they've got time, 5 seconds. Clemens, 3. It counts. LeGrand at the buzzer.
What a comeback by Sam in the second half of that third quarter.
Oh boy, what a fourth quarter coming up. We're deadlocked at 36 apiece. Back with a fourth quarter at Martin right after this. Seeing their team outscore Martin 15-9 in that third quarter, and Don Lewis and his assistant David Amos.
He's got Eccles back in again.
Back up top to Woods. Sam at a 2-1-2. Alley-oop went off of the glass and over the baseline. Sam Houston's ball.
This place is going to erupt if Sam goes ahead here.
Eddie Baruman fronted by Stovall. Down low to Migo. Up top, open 20-footer. Clemens chased down by Willie Sublett. Sublett and Eccles each with 3 fouls. Tall pass. Martinson's there, though. Back to Woods. We're tied at 36. Fewest offensive points this year from Martin in a district game, 43 in the loss to Arlington. That's short. Sublett, not enough gas on that shot. Clemens racing down low with Woods, and here's Went with a block. Greg Went assessed his second personal. So the Texans now in the 1-1.
This is the third year that Greg Went's been a starter for Danny Husband here at Martin. And he has certainly had a fabulous career, really. He's gotten better every year.
Scott Clemens, 6'1" junior, a 1-1. 37-36. Well, since Martin led 33-23, Sam Houston with a 14-3 run. Make it a 15-3 run. Backcourt pressure. Stovall being tracked by Clemens. Deflected by Clemens and saved by Martinson, and Eddie Baruman with a foul. Well, he knew it, an aggressive play it was, and raced back into the front court.
Right, that's 3 fouls on Baruman, too.
(38-36) and Blake Martinson at the line for the Martin Warriors. Martin coming off a 57-52 win at Lamar. Sam defeating Mansfield 66-44. He nails the first. Let's see, Sam Houston's fewest offensive points in the district. 56 against Arlington. And they won it 56-55.
That was quite a game. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was our doubleheader at Arlington that night. Eccles and Migo each had 12. We're tied again. It's 38 all. Eccles off of the window. Went. Oh.
Eccles came very close to picking up his 4th foul there.
Here's Woods. A mismatch. Oh, my, Trey Woods found an opening, and the bucket should count. He released it as soon as his right foot left the floor.
I think they called that on Baruch.
That's pretty close.
They called that one on Baruman. That's number 4 on him. But that was what Trey Woods did the other night against Lamar about 3 times. Drove to the basket. Got those layups.
I thought he got it off as soon as his lead foot left the floor, and there's Victor Duncan in at a guard.
And he's got 3 fouls.
Okay, Trey Woods at the line. 1-1.
Baruman's played a very aggressive game.
And the tie is broken again, 39-38. Trey now 2 out of 3 from the line.
He very calmly made 2 or 4, I guess it was, free throws in a row the other night against Lamar to really salt that victory away.
Martin leading 40-38. We've got 5:50 left to play. Here's Duncan. That's in regulation. You never know with these 2 teams. And low scoring as it is, possible extra period maybe. Migo, his first deuce. First points of the night for Mike Migo.
Came at a good time.
8 different Texans have now scored. Wint reaches in, gives it back to Willie Sublett. Hanging jumper and a net cutter for Willie Sublett. 14 for Willie, and it's 42-40. Foul situation, each team has committed 4. Migo overshot it off of Martinson, and Wint scoops it up in the paint. That is 10 rebounds for Greg Wint. And through the hand, off of Sam. It just nicked one of the Texans. And Martinson to put it back in play. Looking for Wint or Woods. And instead goes to Stovall in the corner. Here's Trey. And he is fouled by Flemons. You never know if Woods is going to dish it off or go ahead and penetrate down low. McMahon back in, 6'4" senior.
So far, Sam's committed 15 fouls and Martin only 8. That could be the difference in this game. The time's going to the free throw line.
That scoreboard clock is still frozen on 4 fouls. Had some problems with it at halftime. 43-40. Woods now 4 out of 5. And he cans them both. So the Martin lead at 4 with 4:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. Duncan skip pass out to Flemons. Fronted by Woods. Entry pass Eccles over Sublett. He hurried it. Saved by Migo. Overshot it. Martinson at 6'1" with a rebound. Our next telecable basketball game involving the Lady Texans of Sam against Louisville. Turnaround baseline Jay Sublett. Tip ball.
Beauty by Greg Wint.
Well, that's usually what Willie Sublett likes to do.
Yeah.
Timeout, Sam. 4:02 remaining in the 4th quarter. It's Martin 46, Sam Houston 40. Back right after this. Lewis telling all that he can tell to the Guard tandem of Duncan and Baruman.
He's got Baruman back in there with 4 fouls. Duncan and Eccles both have 3 also. The only one in foul trouble for Martin is Sublett with 3.
16 different players have scored. 46-40, Martin on top. Eccles blocked. Oh, it's on Sublett. Willie Sublett went up, and we'll see Travis Eccles at the line.
He didn't touch anything but ball that time. That's a tough foul.
He went straight up.
Right.
And looked like he got all ball. Adams back in, number 31. Let's see, check it. Yeah, Daryl Adams, number 32. So they're going to have to kind of position the situation now for Willie Sublett, who comes out of the game, and Travis Eccles will shoot twice. Sam has only been to the line twice. They're 2 out of 2. Now 3 out of 3, 9 points for Eccles, averaging 13 a game. Martin by 5. 6'4" senior had 12 points his last game. So he cans them both, and the Martin lead at 4. Lead pass, Wentz. Picks up his 3rd. And Brad, a case right there of a team knowing each other very well. You play together 3 years, and that's really not that unusual of a play. Here's Wentz polishing. Just
that's about the only part of his game that's not so good. And that's his free throw shooting.
No foul. Duncan inside, and Migo is walloped and will go to the line. He was hammered by Daryl Adams. 48-42. Martin on top with 3:28 remaining. So we're going to see Mike Migo at the line for the first time. 6'7" senior. Mike with 12 points his last game.
Yeah, he really needed that 2-pointer to go down. They needed the 3-point player, not just 2.
Sam, 5 out of 5, 48-43.
This is where Martin is extremely tough, is in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game. They have put more teams away this year in that period of time.
Well, Sam doing what Martin did to them in the first game from the free throw line. Haven't missed. Still in the backcourt. Martinson loops it up top, and here's Stovall. Baseline Adams. 3:15 to go. Martin leading 48-44. Martinson over McMahon. Tipped. It's tipped, and Martin gets it back. Went to Adams. Here's Woods. Penetration. Went. Wrapped up. Got a shot off. And Keith McMahon comes out with it at 6'4". Willie Sublett poised at the scorer's table, set to come back in at the next break. We've got 2:35 left. Duncan, no. Eccles, no. Went with a rebound. .220 left. And Danny Husband wants a tie. 2:19 to go. Martin 48, San Houston 44. Now, Brad, another rebound for Greg Wentz. Unofficially 11.
Now, he's really having a heck of a ball game, but he always does. And you never know, he had a bad ankle. But you know, John, we were talking about just a minute ago about Martin putting teams away in the last few minutes of the game. Lamar had them beat the other night with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Lamar had them down by 4 points, and they were in control of the game. And then all of a sudden, Willie Sublett and Trey Woods took over and scored the last 9 points, and Lamar got beat by Martin. Same way with the Arlington game earlier this year when Martin won that one, 61 to 50, I think it was, 11 points or something. But it was like a zero difference right down towards the, with about 2 minutes left to play, a tie game.
And 10 playoff appearances, more than any other district teams. These two meeting each other for the 16th time. And Martin trying to make it 4 consecutive district titles after tonight. They led at intermission 27-21. And at side court, Martinson will get it back to play if he can inbound and off of Baruman. He and Stovall very tight. Martinson looks up at Keith McMahon like a jumping jack trying to distract him. Warriors by 4. 2:10 to go. It goes left wing to Stovall. Off of the block by Sublett. That's a big, big bucket. 50-44 with 1:55 to go. 7 points for Stovall. Eccles open. Nice spin away in the lane by Eccles to get open, and Sam gonna get it right back.
Hey, Sublett was on the end line when he threw it in.
It's 50-46 and a huge opportunity if Sam can cash in. In the lane, Eccles tip. Nice play for Ruman. Nobody picked it up. 50-48. Sideline, Sublett stops. Over Migo, short. Went. A battle all night long. Greg Went. 12 points for Went, 52-48. Oh, these guys are going to be dead beat tomorrow.
How about 10 minutes from now?
Yeah. They have worn each other out. That's short. McMahon missing at the top of the three-point arc. We've got 1 minute remaining. Martin 52, Sam 48. Woods and Duncan bumping Trey Woods. That's number 4 on Victor Duncan. Victor trying to create the steal. Didn't want to pick up the foul, but he did. And we got a timeout. Well, not an official's timeout. Both players trying to get the attention of the head coach. So little hold up in the action, and Trey Woods at the line where he is 4 out of 5. Check it, 5 out of 6. A 1-and-1. And Sublett went down hard. Well, as soon as Woods let it fly, Sublett was in the lane and went down.
I'm really impressed with the poise that Trey Woods has under pressure like he has. Shoots these free throws like it was the first minute of the game.
Another good stroke. 54-48. Martin by 6. Ruben, 20-footer. Nope, air ball. Off of Sublett. No, off of Sam. Off of Sam. 43 seconds to go. Inbound to Woods. Over to Stovall. And LeGrand crashing into Blake Martinson. Well, Martin 37 seconds away from going 28-4 and another district championship. LeGrand assessed his second personal, and Blake Martinson at the line where he is 3 out of 4. Dixon missing, and here's Baruman. Not much time left, 31 seconds. McMahon trying to drill a 20-footer, and he does. That's his second three-pointer, 54-51. LeGrand and Clemens wrapping up Blake Martinson. 23 seconds to go. Sam with 3 three-pointers. And Chris collects his third. And Martinson right back to the strike. Warriors trying to win their 7th game in their last 9 appearances. Okay, a three-pointer could tie it. LeGrand left wing. Went. And if it's on Eccles, he's done. Travis Eccles. Check if that is 4. I'm sorry, that is number 4. And Greg went with a 1-and-1.
Sam Houston's had the free throw shooters on the line the last 3 times now that they would want to have there. Martinson is not that good from the line, nor is Greg Wynn. The weakest part of Wynn's game. But he makes that one.
It's 55-51, and Martin calls time. 12 seconds to go. Back right after this. You're second foul shot of Greg Wentz. Martin by 4. You've got Sublett and 3 others in the Sam Houston front court.
Yeah, I think Sam Houston's going to get that rebound.
Okay. 9 seconds. Got to put one up. Here's Clemens with a runner. Eccles trying to tip it in. Loose ball foul against Martin. Well, we had a lot of pushing around. Oh, wait a minute, it's on Sam.
They called it on Eccles.
Could have got it on about 2 or 3 different players, and that's number 5 on Eccles. So he came back, might have been actually shoved into the player, and Eccles is gone. Eccles fouls out with 12. And Thomas Dixon, number 14, a guard. In for Sam. Martin about to go 28-4. And another district championship. Jeff Taylor, number 25, a 6-foot junior, in for the Warriors. Here's Wentz. And that's it. 56-51. 14 for Wentz. And another timeout trying to ice Greg Wentz from the line as the Texans call time. There you see Travis Eccles picked up a couple of fouls in the second half and is out of there with 12. Baruman has 12. Martin led in scoring by Sublett and Wentz, 14 apiece. But right now with a 5-point cushion, Martin about to win game number 28. Sam will fall to 23-10 and finish in second place in the district. Lamar finishes in third. Arlington finishes in fourth. So here is the second foul shot for Greg Wentz. Out 10 days with an ankle injury. Had 20 points in the first game over at Sam. This would give him 15 points 57-51. 3 seconds for Reuben from 23. 1 second, and that is it. The Martin Warriors are the 1989-90 district champions from 7-5A. They finish 11-1 in district play. Sam finishes at 9-3. Martin in the fourth quarter, 21 points. Sam with 15.
The only consolation for Sam right now is the season is not over because they're still going to the playoffs. But they played a heck of a game tonight. They really played hard, and they played well right down to the wire, 57-51. But they will go to the playoffs too, along with Martin.
You're right. You want to fine-tune yourself for the playoffs, but yet you really don't want to hold that much back. 57-51 the final. Brad and I return with a short post-game wrap-up right after this. Consecutive years. 4 consecutive district championships for head coach Danny Husband, and tonight he registers victory number 196 in his coaching career at Martin High. Trey Woods gonna nip off a piece of the net. Martin has now won 7 of their last 9 games, and some pictures being taken. Everyone that's a Martin fan, Brad, has certainly remained. They've seen this many times before.
Yep. And as is typical of Willie Sublett, too, he was out around the outskirts of the group right there at just a minute ago, and he just worked his way back in towards the basket, so he will cut down a portion of it, too. But such an unassuming guy. He really is. He just gets in there. He just plays basketball. All this notoriety about him, everything, it doesn't seem to affect him whatsoever.
Willie finishing with 14 points tonight. So the pairings have been set at Daniel Meyer Coliseum next Friday night. It's Martin against L.D. Bell. Sam Houston draws Trinity. Texans wind up district play, as we said, at 9-3. They carry a 23-10 record into that championship game, the first round next Friday night. Martin takes a 28-4 record into Daniel Meyer Coliseum. As we said, they have won 7 of the last 9 games. Again this year, as was the case last year, they sweep the season series from Sam, and they now lead the all-time series, 11 victories against 5 losses. Should be a nice, attractive pairing next Friday night.
Certainly should be.
Scott
Trinity
Pierce,
and Bell are always good, yeah.
Scott Pierce, we have seen this year, the signee that will attend Illinois next year for Trinity. Bell with an outstanding backcourt. Good guard play for the Blue Raiders this year, and that could be kind of low scoring. It's kind of hard to figure out how many points those two teams might get off next Friday night.
Right. It'll be an interesting doubleheader. Very interesting.
All right, Martin wins it 57-51 for our telecable crew, the officials for both Sam Houston and Martin High School, and for Brad Brown. This is John Nelson saying so long from Martin High.